It seems to be the season of podcast stations and microphones on this channel, and there's even more coming down the pipeline, including this little guy that I have for you today. This is the TAKSTAR SC-M1, and it's probably the smallest and most portable podcast station that I've had so far on the channel. Today in this video, I'm gonna unbox this, show you what comes inside, give you a brief overview of all the features and a demo, and then let you know whether or not I think it's worth picking one up for yourself. Now, this is the Phase Reviews YouTube channel. My name is Jordan, and if you're a subscriber, welcome back. And to those of you who are new here, hopefully we can earn your subscription by the end of this video. But we won't waste any more time talking about that. Let's take a look at this TAKSTAR SC-M1. Okay, so right out of the gate with this guy, I just want to touch on packaging. I do that with every product, but especially this guy. It looks phenomenal. High gloss, full color images of the product right there. You can see what it looks like. The box has a ton of great information about the specs on the back, kind of a diagram of all the different features, and it looks like something you'd pick up, in a major store instead of just online. So that's always something I like to see. It says a lot about the product itself. Now, instead of read the specs, we're just going to kind of go through them once we unbox this, but just let you know, all of the features are detailed on the packaging. So if we slide this out of the sleeve, we've got an inner box right here, and I'm guessing the SC stands for Soundcard. M1 could maybe be Mark 1 or something, I'm not sure, but my guess is that the SC is for Soundcard, which is what a lot of these companies call these podcast stations. Now, you're gonna see in here, this, like I said, is probably the most portable and tiny little podcast station that I've had on the channel. This is gonna be super duper easy to slip in a bag or a backpack and take on the road with you if you're recording audio at a conference, in a hotel room, at your friend's house, anything like that. This guy is gonna be perfect for those scenarios. Most of the ones I've reviewed can be taken, but they're pretty big pieces of equipment. This guy, could maybe even fit in like a cargo pants pocket. So that's pretty good. It also has a really, really nice build quality. You've got this beautiful kind of shiny metallic red finish here. It sounds like it's plastic, doesn't sound like it actually is metal, but it looks like it is. On the front of the guy, you've got two headphone monitoring ports right there. One of those is just for straight up headphones, and one of them actually is for a headset, so you can use an additional microphone right there. On the bottom, you've got 4 rubber feet, and then on the back, you've got some of your connections right here. I'm gonna hold that up so you can see it. There's a power button. There's a 48 volt toggle switch for your condenser microphones. There's a mini XLR connection for that condenser microphone. There's also an additional 1/8 inch or 3.5 millimeter microphone input if you have a secondary one. There is a little music symbol right there for accompaniment. You can use an aux cable to attach a CD player, your phone, whatever. You've also got a little picture of a cell phone there. That's for an output to live stream from this device. If you're not connecting it to a computer via USB, you can actually live stream the audio out to a mobile device. And then you have the USB port right there. That's gonna serve dual functions of connecting to your computer and charging the device, which it's worth mentioning that this guy is battery powered. With something this small, being able to take it on the go and not have it plugged in is a super great feature. Now let's take a look at the front here. It's got a really glossy, nice faceplate, good buttons with a nice feel to them, really squishy with a good feedback. We're gonna take a look at each of those buttons individually in a minute when we get close up, but overall, this is easily the most, pretty well-designed, beautiful, sleek-looking case in podcast station that I've seen. Super light, super compact, but feels sturdy, okay? That is the podcast station itself. Also in the box, you're going to get a manual that details all of your features. This one actually is a pretty decent size and has a lot of information on how to use this guy. But at the end of this video, you should probably be an expert on that anyway, okay? So going a little bit deeper in the box, there's a few more accessories in here and ones that I like to see. So if we open up this package right here, let me see if I can get this open. I'm trying not to destroy this too much. We've got our USB cable. It's gonna be like a micro to a regular USB. It's also, the same color as the unit. It feels like a good thick quality. This is definitely not a cheap cable, and 6 feet approximately in length here, so plenty of distance to go to your computer. They also include, and I think this is really important, in this little bag, let me rip it open here, a USB to excuse me, an XLR to Micro Xlr cable. Micro Xlr is a little more niche. You know, a lot of the products I've looked at have just the regular sized XLR, but when you have a tiny little podcast studio like this, you need the mini XLR version, and so you can just slot that in there, and it locks into place, and then this will go to your microphone. Now, speaking of microphones, there's not one included with this package. This is the Soundcard or podcast station only. You can just buy any sort of XLR condenser microphone and use it with this because it does have phantom power. The last thing in the box is this little bag right here, and I believe this has a couple different cables in it. You're going to have an aux cable right here. This is tip ring sleeve, so this can be used to live stream out to a phone. It also transmits audio as well as receives it, you know, so that's going to be good for that. And then we have a second one of those right here. So they actually include two, one for audio in, one for live streaming out. I think would probably be the best route to go with that. Okay, so two 3.5 millimeter headphone jack type cables, one nice USB cable, and then the XLR. Let me unclick it here. The XLR to, oh, that's got a really nice lock up there. Does that have to turn to come out? Hold on, standby. Now you just gotta pull it hard. Mini XLR to regular XLR cable. So that's everything that comes in the box. I'm gonna put some of this packaging aside and we're gonna do some testing. I'm gonna flip the camera angle overhead, but it is worthwhile noting that because this doesn't come with a microphone, I'm just gonna use one from the last podcast station I reviewed, the Garda A1. This is just an XLR condenser microphone that I've got in its mount. So we're not going to really judge a lot of the sound quality of the Soundcard, I guess, based on the microphone. This is more so you can see the features. This, you know, could alter the way that this sounds. So bear that in mind, but we will go through all of the different, you know, different buttons and effects on this guy right now. So let me switch the camera overhead and we'll get started. All right, so now I've got the Soundcard all set up here. You can see that the microphone cable is here, the USB cable is here, and then I've got a little pair of headphones here, earbuds, so that I can monitor the sound level. Again, I'm using a microphone that came with the Garda A1, so you know, we can't really judge the sound quality completely through this. A component of it is caused by the microphone, but this is the unit all powered up and ready to go. It's being charged by the computer right now, but it could function alone on battery if you wanted it to. One of the things that I do want to point out is that the included mini XLR cable, it is nice that we have that, but it is quite small. It is only maybe like a foot and a half. So my microphone is literally like right next to the podcast studio. It's kind of inconvenient. You can't move this far from your main microphone with the included cable. I mean, you can always buy another one, but that's worth keeping in mind. Okay, so let's start going over the functions here. Up at the top, we have the 48 volt illuminated because this is a phantom power microphone, a condenser, so that's turned on. And then you can see the battery indicator is charging here. We've got a few other indicator lights at the top. This is for our auto tune, which we'll get to in a moment. And these are for our vocal changer effects right here. Below that, we have the tune button as well as a couple arrows. This is going to be for the auto tune functionality. I'm going to show you that right now. So if I click tune, you're going to hear a ton of reverb. And that can't be turned off, but if I move my voice up and down, you can hear the auto tuning. You can change keys by moving the arrows like this. Okay, I'm not going to sing anything. There's also a little toggle for major and minor, which I haven't seen before, so that's cool. Let's turn this off. All right, and now we're back to the regular audio. It is easier to turn the auto tune on and off on this model than on other ones, so that's super handy. I don't like that there's a ton of reverb out the gate. You can adjust that, but not the end of the world. Now over here we have EFF for effect, as well as some toggle arrows, and then a little switch right here that says dry and wet. So dry and wet will just change whether or not the effects are going to your recording. So if I turn on the effect 1, it's going to go to MC. Okay, I'm going to pull out the manual just to make sure that I know all these different things. Now you can hear me rustling with papers. There's not very good sound rejection here. Okay, it's picking up a lot of the room. So let me go through the different effects. So first one is MC. Let's see, what is MC? I don't know. It says the 9 sound effects are minor reverb, medium reverb, strong reverb, KTV, smart rap, telephone talking, male to female, female to male. Okay, so we're in MC. I'm not sure what that is. MC is probably, I don't know. Let's just go through these. So this is ring. Okay, so that kind of EQ'd the voice a little bit, still with a ton of echo. Maybe if I switch this to dry, check, check, check. No, I don't think that did anything. Okay, then we'll go to
woman. Okay, so this is the woman changing effect, and you can't modify the tone or the pitch.
Here is the man sound effect.
Here is the SR. I think this is the minor reverb, small reverb maybe, or strong. Here's MR. Maybe this is medium. I don't know what all these are. And then LR. Oh gosh, that's got to be like large reverb, small, medium, and large. And then KTV is the last one. Check, check, check. Yeah, so lots and lots of reverb. I'm not sure. They all sound pretty similar to me. And then to turn this off, just hit EFF again. And now we're back to regular, okay, which I think sounds the best. But if you want to do some karaoke or singing with this little guy, this would be an awesome portable karaoke mixer that you could use. Now over here we have SQ. That is for the noise reduction, and it's on right now, but there's still kind of a lot of room noise being picked up. If I click it off, okay, this is no noise cancellation. Okay, all right, now listen here. It's actually working a lot better. I think when I activated the effects, it turned off the noise cancellation because now it's back on, and that sounds pretty dang good. Okay. So light tapping on the table, light tapping on the mic base, little comes through, but that's much better. So noise canceling off, noise canceling on. So much better. Now we've got duck right here. Duck just allows you, if you're using external audio into the aux port in the back and you speak, duck will automatically lower the music level so you can talk, and then when you finish talking, that will come back in. Now this isn't a Bluetooth unit, so I don't have it hooked up to my phone right now, and I would need an adapter for my iPhone, which I don't know where one is, somewhere deep buried in a DJ bag. So we'll test that in the future in a follow-up video, but duck allows you to automatically lower the music volume when you speak. And then the mix is the last one. And again, I'm gonna have to kind of turn to the manual for this guy. So the mixing button, it says when the function is on, the LED lights up green, the music from the accompaniment connector or PC can be sent to the person you speak to. When the function is off, the LED light is off, the accompanying music can be heard by you. So if you want to kind of preview your audio before you send it into the main podcast mix, you can just leave this button off, and then as soon as you're ready to send in your music or sound effects, whatever, just click the mix button, and that will send it through to the output. Okay. Now below that, we have three separate buttons for levels. We've got the mic level, the monitor, which is your headphones, and then the record level, which is your output. Those can all be adjusted independently. You don't really have a visual indication like a slider or a knob, but you know it works. If I click that down a couple, now it's a little bit quieter, and then I come back up, and now we're back to loud again. Same with the headphone output. Now over here we have our effects section, or our a sample. To get these sound effects to go out to the output, you need to make sure the mix is on. So it's not only your accompaniment music, but your samples. You have to have the mix on so you can hear them. So let's do those again because they weren't working before. Applause. Laugh. And you can't stop these. So if you just click it again, it just starts it again. You can't stop it. Despise, which is booing. Kiss, slap, and crow. And I really like the crow one. That's a pretty good one. These are user adjustable. You can record your own, but they do have some preloaded ones. So A is another clapping, another laughing, kind of a less laughing. And then C is some nice gunshot sounds. So if we want to record our own, you just hold it and you can record something new. Okay, so I was wrong. I was thinking of a different podcast station. These ones, you actually have to download TAKSTAR software to change these samples. You can't just do it or record it right within the mixer itself. So that's a little bit of an inconvenience. Not the end of the world, but it's worth noting. Okay, so that really is all of the different functions of this TAKSTAR mixer. You know, pros for me, obviously the layout, the design looks very pretty. The quality of the build is nice. I don't like, you know, whenever you make something more compact, you lose some features. So I don't like that you can't adjust the level of reverb or echo, or that you can't adjust the vocal changer tone or pitch, right? They're all pretty strong, and none of them are very subtle. So that's worth noticing. The sound quality, the sound reduction is pretty good. The buttons work well. The level, there's plenty of mic gain if you need it. And the included sound effects are pretty good. It is a little bit of a pain. You know, one of the cons is that you have to get the software to change these user-defined ones. That's a little bit of a pain. and just some of the other things I've mentioned. But all in all, for a specific purpose, for max portability and good looking quality, I think that this TAKSTAR SC-M1 is a great option. So that is a look at the TAKSTAR SC-M1. This is an awesome, super compact, portable mini podcast station / sound card. It's perfect for taking on the go, so you can do a live stream with multiple mics, multiple presenters, and I really can highly recommend this guy. So if you want to pick this up, go ahead, hit the link down in the description. You can buy through there. I'll get a little portion of the proceeds through Amazon. It helps the channel grow, and you'll get an awesome podcast studio in return. Now, if you're not already, consider hitting the subscribe button. I would love to have you on the channel so you can see all the future videos that are coming out. And if you like stuff like this, there's going to be even more in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.